This is the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth Klein. We're here now with head men's soccer coach Chris Crawford. Coach Crawford, you had a couple of games last weekend. Both came away with victories. We'll break them down. Start things off with the game against Hendricks. A little long game because of the delays, but just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, Hendricks was an interesting game. We were set to kick off at 7. Ended up not kicking off till like 9:30 because the women's game got lightning delay and all that, and then a little lightning delay for us. And so, one, just being able to get our guys to stay focused, to stay loose, keep them energized, getting ready for the long night ahead of us. I'm proud of how the guys responded. We started the game pretty good. We worked really hard, scored a goal pretty quick, and went up with the 2-0 halftime. We had great guys. Our guys worked hard for that game, and we talked about halftime on things that we need to fix, things that we need to get better at, things that we need to execute a little bit better, and then get a lightning delay at halftime. And so then that put us again for another long night. The game ended up ending about 12:15 at night on Tuesday night. And so it was a long night, but our guys were amped and ready to play. I know Hendricks was amped and ready to play at the same time, but they also had a long road back. Ended up finishing the game 3-0. And so we had some good moments there. Defensively, we played really well. We played very unified. We were very compact. We played a really good game defensively. Offensively, we took a lot of shots, just weren't able to capitalize on some of the ones. And so those are things that we're working on, areas that we're trying to get better at. And so overall, the Hendricks game, I'm glad the guys showed up, and with all the dilemmas and all the rain delays, I'm glad that they showed up and continued to battle for 90 minutes.
Now, you then took on Centenary this past weekend. Another good victory. It was a tightly fought game. Just talk about that.
Centenary, we went in with the kind of trying to fix our last little bit of our game plan before we go into conference. We talked about getting a complete game. We've played 4 games now, and we haven't had a complete game yet, where we've got to fix some mental issues on our side of the field, giving up costly errors, costly mistakes that are hurting us or putting us in jeopardy. And so we started the game great. First 5 minutes of the game, we were putting heavy pressure on them. Thomas Sanford got a goal in the first 2 minutes, gave us an early 1-0 lead. And then kind of after that, we kind of relax a little bit, which is something you can't do in soccer. You got to keep the pedal to the metal and really push the guys. And so we allowed Centenary to get back in the game in the first half. I think shots were 9-7 in the first half, and so we just went back and forth. It was a boxing match, as you could say. We were going back and forth at each other. Second half, at halftime, we talked about the guys on what we need to do to get better, where our fight needs to be, where our heart needs to be, where our energy needs to be, being first to the ball. And then the second half, we played a really good second half. I think we outshot them 12-2 in the second half. And so our guys defensively played a lot better. Offensively, we kept the ball a lot more. We applied more pressure on them, and we didn't give up many mistakes. And so that's the thing that we're working on. We got to find a way to eliminate our mistakes that makes us play better and plays into our style of play. And so overall, it was a great week. Two dubs for the guys. And so we know this week is going to be a tough week coming up.
And this week, of course, you're taking on 2 ASC opponents. First with Concordia on Thursday, and then Saturday, Mary Hardin Baylor. Just talk about preparing for the conference play with those 2 teams.
The good thing is we haven't had our best soccer yet, and so we've made great strides going forward. We know this week is going to be a tough test. We now are back to 0-0 when it comes to conference standings, and so this is the opening of conference week, and so we're going to have the guys dialed in, ready to go. We'll fine-tune some things this week in practice today and tomorrow, getting ready for Thursday night. Concordia is going to be a tough test. They've got a new first-year head coach down there, and so but they've got a great returning cast. And they've been playing really good so far this year. And so we know that both teams are going to come in with a lot of energy. It's first conference game under the lights, 7:30 here at home for us. So it's going to be good for us. But it's going to be a very tough test for us. And so we're looking forward to it.
All right, Coach. Thanks for talking to us on the ETB Sportsnet.